And then another time, I was going to sack this quarterback. And my teammate got there before me, and the quarterback tried to throw the ball to an offensive lineman. And so I'm right there. And I'm like, no, you don't.
Right.
I pick up the offensive lineman, like, by his legs.
Oh.
And, like, slammed him.
Oh.
I was just like,
to the ground.
I was just like, it was. I think it was in the playoffs. And I was just that, like, amped up.
All right.
Welcome back, sir.
Welcome.
How are you?
Oh, I'm doing great.
Yeah?
I'm doing great. We're gonna save the applause.
Oh, we are.
Yeah, because we got our introductions, but we also have a special guest.
Yes, we do.
All right, so welcome to another episode of Itchy Sweater. No applause yet.
Damn it. Won't push it.
So go ahead and introduce our guest for us, Kyle.
Let me just start off with it's WrestleMania weekend.
Absolutely.
We're big-time wrestling fans.
Absolutely.
Our guest, we'll get into it. Maybe he is, maybe he's not. But today, we have your two-time Grey Cup champion, starting right in from 2017 to 2023, totaling up 38 sacks in his CFL career, 2 interceptions, and 13 forced fumbles. Ladies and gentlemen, Jackson Jeffcoat.
A little bit longer on the applause
Yes,
there for a
sir.
reason.
Yes, sir.
Man, thank y'all. Thank y'all for having me. I'm excited to be on. It felt good. It felt good to getting introduced.
You know what? I was thinking about it on the drive over here. I had a hell of a time getting over here, by the way. Just forgetting stuff, having to go back, drop my kid's football bag off. And on the way over, I was like, man, we got to do something special for this guy. And the first thing I thought of was, since we're big wrestling fans, it's WrestleMania weekend. You know, you got the announcers out there just going nuts.
Yeah.
And I was like, we can do that.
Absolutely.
For episode 90, I mean, we can do that.
We just did.
We just did. It happened.
I like it.
Good, but definitely welcome. Glad you're here. It's good having you. And how you feeling today?
I feel good. I'm happy to be here with you guys. It's a good day. The weather is great outside.
Mm-hmm.
I'm excited. I'm excited
Cool.
for this.
Cool.
Now we've got a little. What would you say? We got a little bit of a similarity here with some episodes that we had previously.
Yeah.
Jackson is actually related to another guest that we had earlier on, Jacqueline Jeffcoat.
Yep. Shout out Jack.
Shout out Jack.
Shout out Jack.
My girl.
and her newfound hobby of
You're looking for a name for it?
refinishing furniture.
Yeah, she's very talented. She likes to get some furniture from people. She has clients now too.
No way.
And yeah, she paints it, she sands it, makes sure everything's right. She just does a good job. Puts different handles on it. She makes it look nice. I think in our family, my mom started that. She's just so talented. She's able to do. She's like, why would I send it to somebody else when I can do it?
Exactly.
And so Jacqueline has taken on that personality or that interest, and she's wanted to do the same thing. And she's gonna do some stuff for me.
Nice.
I asked her if she could give me the twin discount, so we'll see.
Yeah,
We'll see. I don't know if it's coming.
I don't know. She was pretty adamant about you guys having that little sibling rivalry back in the day with them schools too. Man.
I know.
I don't know.
I'm gonna ask her to put some longhorns on there too. She better put horns up.
She knows she's gonna do them upside down on purpose. It's gonna be like a little removable
these.
sticker or something going down.
Right.
Oh man.
So it's reupholstery, or reupholstery?
Reupholster?
Okay. Is that what it is? Okay.
Pretty much. Like Jacqueline's, she's good at whatever she does, so she can put anything together. So if it's like dressers, I feel like she could do stuff with couches. I feel like she could do whatever. She's just that kind of person that, like, when she puts her mind to things, she gets it done.
It's like that competitive nature.
For sure, competitive nature, but also it's she's creative.
Okay.
She's very creative, more so than myself. Like,
Nice.
I can do easy stuff like putting wood stuff together, putting nails in, all that. But like if I have to get creative with it, let's try this different design.
Nope.
That's
He's
not
a
me.
simple man.
Okay.
Simple man.
Well, I'm gonna do a little experiment, a social experiment. This advice is not this advice is professional, but it is unlicensed. So I'm gonna do a little something that I did with Jacqueline. Okay, so 3 questions. What's your favorite animal?
My favorite animal, it would have to be a dog. I'm a big dog guy. Like, and if we want to get into like specifics, like wolves.
Okay. Okay.
I want to say that was
it. We'll save it.
Okay.
We'll save
all
it.
right. All right. I don't know.
What's your second favorite animal?
My second favorite animal. That's a good question. I would say an elephant.
Elephant. Okay. That's okay. And what comes to mind when you think about the ocean?
When I think about the ocean, that is a really good question. I'm a fisherman, so I think about getting out there and fishing for some like grouper, tuna, but vast. It's very vast. There's so much.
Nice.
Yeah.
Okay. Now, as I said, this advice is professional, but it is unlicensed. So a little bit of psychology for you. Your first answer is how you think about yourself. Same thing Jacqueline said.
Okay, so I was right.
I do remember she said that. We're twins. We're twins for a reason.
Now, your second answer, she said big cat. Or some type of, large large cat.
Yeah.
So your second answer is how you think about your partner. So elephant.
Yeah.
So maybe powerful, wise.
Good memory.
Good memory.
Yeah.
Now, your third answer.
It's before you continue, it's better than when she called her boyfriend, or is he fiancé yet?
No, just boyfriend.
Boyfriend. She called her boyfriend a big pussy, basically.
Big pussy.
Yeah.
Wow. That's rough. Sorry, Ken.
Your third answer is how you think about death. So vastness, openness.
I like
That's
that.
deep,
So, yeah.
man.
Yeah.
That's a deep.
It's 3 questions
Deep
to take home with you.
Yeah.
And carry for the rest of your life. I hope it doesn't ruin your life.
No.
or your
No.
marriage.
No. That it's deep, and I love getting deep. And now, after this, I'm gonna be thinking about it. Like, okay, this is how I see. Okay, cool.
Absolutely. But yeah, that's just the first thing I wanted to start off with. But I do also want to go back into the competitive nature. Is that something? Now, I feel like the answer is of course, but how was the competitive feeling in the household with your sister and your mom and your father? Like all of that, is that all something that everybody brought to the table? Is that competitive energy?
For sure, we were all very competitive. We competed about everything, and I think that started at the top. Started with my parents. Even though my dad was a professional football player, he played in the NFL for 15 years. My mom was still competing with him. She was still like, I can do this better than you. I can do that. Like she is a great athlete too. So it would be things in athletics. It would just be things to challenge your brain. It'd be whatever. We were competing, and earlier on, it was less healthy. It was more like I just have to win. I have to win. I have to win. And to go into a space where like I want to win, and I'm going to put whatever effort it takes to win. But if I don't win, what do I learn from that? What am I going to learn so that the next time that I can win? And
Okay.
I think that was really big amongst me and my older brother, Jaron.
Okay.
I was super competitive with him, and he's 4 grades above me. But I wanted to be better than him. But I had all the respect in the world for him, so I wasn't like disrespecting him. I was just working to be better because I didn't want to lose.
For sure.
And I think that he saw that, and it pushed him to be better and being a bigger brother, being a better person, and sports. And I could, my siblings, I love them to death. Like we're so close, and they're special to me. And we have our fights and our arguments and stuff. But one thing that I think that they know, and I want them to know all the time, is that I love them. I might not do things the right way, but that is constant. Like
For sure.
Like I'm always there for them.
You're a family first guy.
Big time.
Basically.
Big time. And that's been my thing. I know not a lot of people not everybody is like that, but that's huge for me. It's family first, and then when I have a partner becomes part of family. And so it's not like you're picking one or the other. They're your family. So your partner is part of that family. Your family treats your partner like family. And that's how I like to live my life.
For sure.
Now, speaking of your partner, before we get into the wild world of sports that we're going to talk about.
And let's be careful. Because me and my partner relationship is not the same anymore.
Hey, okay. So what I want to say is you just went to Thailand.
Yeah, we went to Thailand.
Wow.
Now, it was an amazing trip.
Yeah.
A lot of fun.
Is
I'll start it off with this. Me and my partner are no longer together at the moment.
okay.
At the moment, we have broken up. There was a lot of things that we needed to figure out.
Okay.
And trying to figure out, like, is this what we want? Is this what we want? Do we have
Okay.
the same goals? Do we have the same values? Because, like, we haven't really searched that as much as we can. So all the love in the world for her.
Of course,
I love
of
her
course.
to
No
death.
disrespect at all.
No. But we have to figure out, I think, and separately, because we've tried it together, separately have to figure out what we want. And if there was time for reconnection, we'll do that. Like I said, I have all the love. I know there's nothing. I can't really speak ill on her because she's just such a great person.
Okay.
She has her own struggles. I have my own struggles. And so I think it was very, very healthy way of separating. And again, like, but Thailand, great trip.
Best of both to you, for sure. But let's stick with that Thailand, because
Yeah.
your second animal that you said was an elephant. You got, and I saw some pictures of yours. You actually got to go over there, see some elephants, see some fish. Like you said, you're a fisherman.
Yep.
How was the experience over there overall?
It was incredible. Thailand's a great place. It's magical. We got to feed these elephants, and they're so big, but they're so gentle. Like, you can feel their strength when they take, like, food from you, but they're so gentle. Like, it's not like you never feel like they're going to walk on you, hit you, anything. I felt safe the whole time around them, and it was a crazy feeling. Even feeding the food to them in their mouths, handing it to them. Like, they're gentle giants that can be aggressive when needed to be, but never really towards humans.
Man, it's amazing.
Yeah.
I think I saw a couple of the videos that you guys feeding them, and I mean, I've been to the Cameron Park Zoo up in Waco, and they have some up there, and you can do the same thing. And I mean, like you said, it's incredible that, especially with their trunks, that they're so gentle, they're so nimble, yet they're huge.
Humongous. I felt
Yes.
so small around them, and you forget how smart they are.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah, very smart.
And one of the things that we had seen, which I was amazed and thought it was really majestic, I guess you could say, was when they bathe themselves. They throw the water up in the air and it's on their backs. And we watched this smaller elephant do this for, I couldn't even tell you. I'd have to ask my wife, but I mean, 20 minutes. This guy was just doing it, and I'm like, wow, that's amazing. Why do I care? But it's amazing.
It's amazing.
Yeah.
It's
Something so simple.
yeah.
And it's so majestic.
It is. They're just amazing creatures. They really are. I enjoyed observing them, walking with them, being in their presence, because it's weird. This is a weird thing to say, but it almost felt like you were with, like, very highly intelligent protector in a sense. Like they were there.
Interesting.
Yeah. It was kind of like this species that's been around for so long, and we haven't done them right per se, but they still show us kindness and still show us love and still wouldn't let things harm us if we're around. It was just a cool feeling.
There's a bit of a mutual understanding in certain large herbivores, especially when it comes to where you are, the respect that you showed them and the respect that they give back. Because a lot of times herbivores are always on high alert, and they're actually kind of aggressive because they have to be, because they're fighting for their lives every day.
For sure.
But when you're in a space where there's nothing but like just welcomeness and peace and just that mutual respect, they can definitely know to show that and be gentle, kind of like how other mammals do, just with that brain power and the fact that they have to be so smart so quickly as well, because babies have to come out, they have to start walking in the next few minutes because they got to get out of there.
For sure.
So that intelligence it's kind of always running, and there's a development there that has to be there because it has to be.
Yeah,
So,
for sure. And,
yeah.
and elephants are they live for so long too.
Yeah.
They live for very long, and They have emotions. They
Yeah.
have feelings. It's just really cool. And sometimes it makes me sad to see that they have free range, but they're not like running around like they normally would because we're coming to see them.
Right. Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Is there any other places that you plan on going to?
Yes.
Where you going to go?
I'm headed to Brazil here in May 17th.
Ooh, for what are you going down there for?
Brazil has a hold on my heart. I love Brazil. I went to Rio de Janeiro back in 2019.
Oh man, yeah.
And just had a blast. Me and my buddy Mike, we went there, and it was just a great time. Their culture, the food, the music, the beach.
Mm-hmm.
You can even get into like the tropical rainforest area or just their forest that they have there, jungle areas. It's you can get everything in Rio. And this time I'm not just going to Rio. I'm traveling across the whole country.
Ooh.
Oh, you're doing South America as a whole.
Doing Brazil is doing most of South America.
Yeah, that's most of it. Yeah.
It's so
That's a massive
big.
country.
It is so big. So I'm gonna travel around Brazil for several weeks.
Wow.
And it's kind of cool because I've made friends down there, and I've stayed in touch
Good.
with people since back in 2019.
Oh wow.
And they're all like, just come back,
Yeah.
come, move here if you want.
Hey, come on down.
Right.
Yeah, I mean, I know a lot of people are gonna tell me you should just move here. You fit in,
Yeah.
and it's just a great place. Like I think it's very easy to make friends there. I've made countless friends, and not to mention my uncle on my mom's side. He married a Brazilian woman. He lived there for a year. He loved it. He loves it still, and he's always encouraged me to go there. He was like, it's like therapy. It's like healing being there. Something about Brazil, it's like their culture is just like in line with a lot of us men. Like it just feels right. Like it's easy to make guy friends there. It's easy. Like guys are they're just so welcoming, so friendly. It's nice. And then there are also beautiful women there too.
That does not hurt it at all.
No.
Did your uncle actually end up moving there?
He didn't move there. He
Okay.
lives in Atlanta, but he goes back every year.
Okay.
At least once a year.
Yeah.
Sounds like a destination I'm gonna have to go to.
Hey, maybe so.
Man.
and it's still a great place to go with a significant other. I wanted to bring my significant other down there.
course,
Because
of
people there wanted to meet her. They were like, "Oh, we would love to meet her. We would love to go, like love to have you." And that's the thing. It's just like you become family so fast. And I think that aligns with how I am. Like I love on people. Like if there are good people in my life, I want to keep them around.
Awesome.
Nice. Oh yeah.
Yeah.
I'll bring what do you got?
What's your favorite country?
Right now,
Yeah.
Brazil. Right now,
Okay, cool. All right. Have you brushed up on your Portuguese, or are you just gonna?
no, eu falo muito português.
See,
I speak a lot of Portuguese, is what I said.
Oh, okay. All right.
Oh man. Yeah, I just thought it was words jumbled together. I couldn't understand you at first.
No, it's just like say, yo hablo mucho español.
Right.
It's like just saying the same thing.
Okay.
Yo hablo mucho
Okay.
español, eu falo muito português.
Right.
Damn.
I know there's some overlap too between like Portuguese and Spanish as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's a lot of words that are very similar.
Mm-hmm.
And then sometimes it gets confusing because they're really similar, but they're just a little
Just
different.
that little bit. Yeah, and
Like-
it changes the whole conversation.
Oh
Yeah.
my gosh, that or you just say it differently. Like I was talking to one of my friends, and I was trying to say like after. Oh, after this, I'm going here. And in Spanish, it's después.
Okay.
And so I was like saying después, and then I'm like, oh no, it's depois in Portuguese.
Okay.
And so it looks very similar in the way it's written out. Yeah, depois,
but just the way
Trying
it's said.
to put them both together. Después and depois.
depois.
Man,
Or-
that's pretty damn close.
Or like before they're spelled the same. Before is spelled the same. It's antes in Spanish, and it's antes in Portuguese. Spelled
Oh,
the same,
goodness.
just pronounced differently. So that's the thing. Like there's a lot of similarities, and you have to pronounce them different. And
Yeah.
then there's some words that are just the same.
Right.
And you're just like, oh, thank you.
Yeah, finally something. Yeah, I ran into that issue with Japanese because I took Japanese in high school.
Oh, Japanese is dope.
Yeah, but there's the sentence structure can be very challenging because there's certain words that just have certain inflections, and just a little inflection can change the whole situation. And sometimes if you're asking a question, it's all about that inflection.
Yeah.
And if you don't have that inflection, it's not even a question anymore. It's like a statement.
And then there's like, what?
Yeah, they're just like, yeah.
Didn't you also say that there's like 3 different alphabets or something?
Oh, well, you have
with that
kanji,
as
katakana,
well?
and hiragana.
Yeah.
So there's different. Kanji is absolutely insane. So hiragana and katakana are the more simpler. You can write it, you can read it. Those are very simple. But kanji can have 3 different words in just like the one character.
Oh man.
So there's like
Wild.
I never got to learn kanji because I only took Japanese for 3 years instead of 4. So I never got to that level, but I'm kind of thankful I didn't because that would have been
Kanji's crazy.
Yeah, kanji's insane.
It's insane. Now, do you still remember some Japanese?
Very little.
Because I got 2 words for you.
Okay,
I'll say them in English and
Okay.
see if you know them.
gotcha.
And see if you know why it would be difficult between these 2 words. And I'll tell you a story behind it. So scary and cute.
Oh Lord. I can only imagine the story now.
Isn't cute kawaii?
Yes.
Okay. And what is scary?
It's very similar. I don't actually know how to say it right, but it's something like kawaii.
oh,
Kawaii and then kawaii.
Oh, right.
And so-
oh man.
Oh no.
So when we were in Japan, I was in Japan with my buddies. Actually, one of my buddies that I went to Brazil with. I was in Japan and I told my buddy, I was like, yeah, tell her she's kawaii.
Oh no.
And he was saying it to her, and she was like putting her fingers together, like, no,
like,
no, I'm not scary. And my buddy came up because he was living there and he knew Japanese. I'm about to say Spanish.
Yeah.
He knew Japanese, and he was like, no. He's saying you're kawaii or
Kawaii.
kawaii. He's saying you're cute. And she's like, oh, thank you. But at first he was saying she's scary. And she's like, no.
No, not scary.
I'm not scary.
Could you imagine if that's the girl you're supposed to be with? You're like, no, you're scary. You are super scary. Like, my family, they love you. You're scary.
There goes the girl of your dreams.
See ya. Out the door.
Because you called her scary.
Oh, man. I'm a bad Japanese teacher. That's for sure.
Yeah, I know very little. Like some introductions here. One that sticks with me is ganbate. Oh wait, yeah, ganbate gozaimasu, which means good luck. So that one. There's certain words kind of stick with me, but I am not.
Have you been to Japan?
I haven't because I didn't go all 4 years. I was supposed to go all 4 years.
Where you could like actually submerge yourself.
Yes,
Yeah,
because
immerse yourself.
that's what the senior class. If you started in 2000. If I started in 2006, I would have been able to do that because my senior year was 3rd year and and not 4th year Japanese.
Yeah.
So I wasn't able to go. But the class coming up behind me
They
was able
went.
to go. So it was a problem. I was like, oh my god. But it's all right.
If you do get a chance, I encourage going there.
I want to go so bad. I want to go so
And
bad.
it's not as expensive to get there. And at the moment, prices are better.
Yeah.
The U.S. dollar carries a little more. But you just got to look. Like I studied like looking at flights. Like when's the best time
Yeah.
to fly to Asia? When's
Yeah.
the best time to fly to South America? Because like I'm a big like researcher guy, so I like
Yeah,
to
me
look
too.
up things
Yeah.
and figure out. So then I saw it. I was like, oh,
There it is.
$450 round trip.
In there.
Oh,
in there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm there.
So I found that from L.A. And so I just got the round trip from Austin to L.A.
Okay.
And then that's where I took that trip. So it ended up costing me maybe $600, but
That's
still
beautiful.
Round
Yeah,
trip?
Round trip. Yeah, that's phenomenal.
$450 ain't nothing, man.
Yeah,
That's
I'm trying to-
amazing.
I'm trying to go now.
Yeah, man. Hey, start looking it up.
Right. But we'll see. We'll see. I've been looking at various different countries to just traverse and look at, and we'll get there when we get there.
I've been lucky to
Yeah.
travel to many countries, and I've had the opportunity to see like places I like, things that I didn't like. But most of the time when I travel, I've liked everything that I've seen.
Okay. Nice.
Yeah, I've enjoyed it. I think it's made me grow as a person. I've grown to be more understanding of people because I was like, oh, well, the reason why people act like that from these other countries is because that's what they do in their country. That's like second nature. And I'm like, why would I be mad at that then? Like,
Yeah.
why would I mad at somebody for doing something that they've grown up doing
Exactly.
their whole life? They're not doing it to be disrespectful to me.
Yeah, it's just what they know.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
just it helps you acknowledge and understand and accept people better. At least for me.
Yeah, absolutely.
Is there any dream destinations?
Dream destinations. That's a good question. I want to go to New Zealand.
Me too.
Interesting.
Australia, New Zealand.
Yeah.
Any particular reason?
New Zealand just seems very cool with the Maori warriors, and it's just got everything. It's very similar to like having everything. Like it has mountains, it has the water. It's their culture's supposed to be good. The food is supposed to be really good.
Can't go wrong with that.
There's this guy named Mike Jeffcoat that became friends with him on Facebook. And,
Oh, okay.
He does some real estate out in New Zealand.
Hey.
And we've talked for so long, like, and he's like, come. I'm like, man, I need to just get up and get out of there. There's no time like going here soon because I'm retired. I'm taking time before I get into starting a real estate job.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I need to do it soon.
Yeah, I'm a big nerd, and I really want to go to New Zealand because that's where they shot Lord of the Rings. So,
Yeah,
really?
Yeah.
The Hobbit.
No
Is it
way.
the Hobbit's home?
I believe so. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So.
Oh, that would be badass.
I want
It's so
to go
cool.
so bad. Like all those beautiful mountain shots and those mountainscapes. New
Damn,
Zealand, man.
now I kind of want to go. I didn't know that was
Yeah.
where they shot it. It
Yep.
was beautiful.
Oh yeah,
That movie
absolutely.
was-
It was fantastic. But yeah, that's one of the main reasons I want to go to New Zealand because I just want to like be in the mountains and feel like Frodo Baggins. So.
We're like you're in the Lord of the Rings.
See, I'm telling you, I think you got to think with mountains because you're also trying to like. I keep trying to take you to Mariposa.
Yeah.
But you won't go.
What do you mean I won't go?
Like, I don't know. You just don't go.
Oh, first of all, shout out Mariposa. But I do want to go. I just haven't gone yet.
All right.
Because I keep looking at that mountain. I keep looking at that.
the mountain
I
right
keep
there.
looking at those mountains.
That's
right
Half Dome,
there,
baby.
And I just want to cut it off. I want to cut it off
You
and
wanna
take it
take
with
it?
me.
Let me have it.
I need a pound of flesh, like they said in the Gentleman.
Oh, jeez.
I need a pound of flesh. But
Go, hey, you know what? Take it right here. I'll give you a pound of flesh right
Oh,
here,
yeah,
buddy.
take this.
Take my stomach, please.
right. But yeah, that's kind of where I want to go now. I need to talk about this. And I need to talk about this because it's been under my skin. You can see it. Can you see it? It's under my skin. Can you see it?
A little.
Okay.
I've been seeing something crawling around.
Now I know this is a harsh turn. This is a hard left, but I need to discuss this.
I'm ready.
Have you been aware of the new tackle rule in the NFL?
Oh man. We're talking about this hip drop thing.
Yes.
Yep.
The next step towards flag football.
Yeah. I love flag football. I guess that's what the NFL is trying to become. But hip drop. This terminology, the hip drop tackle, is just a tackle. I don't know why they call it a hip drop. They wanted to make it more dramatic.
Yeah, most likely.
It is a tackle that's been a tackle since football's been going. Like, it is hard to bring a guy down. Like, you have to put your weight on him.
Yeah.
You can't go the same way as somebody that's running. You can't run the same way and just like jump on top of them. They're going to start, they're going to gain like 10, 15 yards. They're just going to keep going forward. So you want to stop their momentum and bring them down. If we have a problem with this tackle, then teach the ball carriers to go down if they feel that kind of tackle going.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Everybody wants to fight for an inch. Like you can't keep telling us we can't do it. We can't tackle like this. We can't hit like this. But then we get in trouble for missing a tackle because we're trying to keep our heads out of the game. Like, it's just a bunch.
Yeah. And I just feel like as a defensive player, that kind of hits close to home for you because, you are trying to bring the guy down. And to me, a hip drop just looks like a tackle.
It's just
and
a tackle.
if you don't want to do the illegal route, like up top or, trying to clip them below the knees, like, it looks just like someone you can wrap your arms around and drop. So see, that's what it looks like to me.
Me personally, I think it's a huge issue.
Yeah.
Because how the hell are you supposed to stop Derrick Henry? If that man gets past you, I mean, yeah, I can try to wrap his legs, but I got to bring the guy down.
That guy's a bus.
It's not fair.
Yeah.
Well, that's what I'm saying. The hip drop tackle, and air quotations. It's just a tackle. Literally, like it can get more aggressive if you want to take that away.
For sure.
You can grab somebody and you can swing them around.
You can
yeah.
swing.
And but you get flagged for that. So guys get hurt in football.
It's a rough sport.
It's just that.
It's going to happen.
People are going to get hurt in football. And because I forgot who it was. Was it Andrews that got hurt? The guy for
It was there was two of them. It was Mark Andrews. I think they were playing it was Cincinnati or the Lions. I can't remember. And then it was Jimmy Ward tackling Tony Pollard.
Yeah.
Yep.
In the NFC Championship or like first round exit for the Cowboys, whatever it is, I don't remember.
But it happens. These kind of tackles happens. People get hurt making tackles. People get hurt trying to tackle. People get hurt running.
Yeah.
Like it's just a sport that injuries are gonna occur. Yes, it sucks. Yes, it hurts your money. But I think that's what it is now.
Yeah.
It's a money move.
100%.
Oh,
yeah. Anytime the NFL, I've learned this over the years. Anytime the NFL seems to bring up safety, you can replace it with profit.
yes, yes.
Because that's really kind of what it's going for. This was, I think, the lowest scoring year for a long time, and they didn't like that. The more points on the board, the more eyeballs on the sport. So if you got guys running up the scoreboard, that's going to have more eyeballs. So what this is more of an attempt to have a more high-scoring game, more, just straight-up shootouts. So we're not dealing with the kind of score deficit that we were dealing with this season and this kind of the season before.
Now, I know that's NFL, but in CFL, did they – because it's hard – I tried getting Jacqueline to show me how to watch your Grey Cup stuff. I couldn't find it.
It's tough. It's tough.
So I tried. But
I could talk about that too. So it's crazy.
But with CFL, did they adopt those rules as well?
CFL didn't adopt anything like no hip drops or anything like that. CFL is also about their money. They want to protect their quarterbacks because these quarterbacks get paid way more than anybody else. Like,
indeed,
a quarterback will get paid like up in the CFL $600K, and the next closest person probably is a receiver, and they probably got $300K. So there's a big discrepancy.
Wow, that's a huge difference from NFL.
Massive. Yeah.
That's insane.
Very, very difference in like even our price point. Like no one's making $1 million contract. Like,
No.
we don't get paid as much. Like me, my biggest contract there was a little upwards of 185.
Okay.
Yeah, in Canadian though. I'm getting paid Canadian. I'm not getting paid USD.
Okay.
So then I get hit with the exchange rate. Then I get hit with taxes.
Yeah. Ooh.
And we're always having to pay. Like I'm never getting a tax return. When I was in the NFL, I was able to write a lot of stuff off.
Yeah.
And get a tax return. I'm always paying. Speaking of taxes, I need to pay my taxes.
April 15th, man.
Aren't things more?
You got 8 days.
8 days. I got it next week for sure.
You're gonna do it as soon as you leave.
I'm on my way.
And are things more expensive in Canada?
They are. They're a lot more expensive. Yeah, just looking at like when I go to the grocery store. That was one thing me and my ex were talking about. Like, food is expensive up here, but the quality's better.
Okay, that's good. At least we have that.
But don't they also have like really good health care up there too? And
Free healthcare.
yeah, I mean,
Shout out for healthcare.
So it's different up there because you pay to get into a good place. You pay to get the best of the best. Where there, you wait.
Yeah,
Like
it's just a waiting. Yeah.
yeah. As an athlete, like a pro athlete, we got favorable treatment. We were able to get in.
okay,
Good.
Now, the CFL might come call in and be mad about what I'm saying right now, but that's okay. I don't play there anymore.
I was gonna say you ain't playing, so
I don't play there anymore. They might not like it. They might not want to deal with me, but like
You can talk to my lawyer.
we were able to get in and get taken care of at times when we had injuries. And I think because a lot of our injuries were more serious too, whereas in like normal population, you have to wait like 3 months or so to get in. You could have an ACL tear and you're having to wait like 3 months or so
just to see someone,
see somebody and then get
Lord.
surgery. It's like it's very different, and that's why it's accessible for everybody, but it takes a while longer.
Yeah.
And so they still are not. They don't have this perfect spot. Like I loved Canada, I loved it, but they're not everybody, if it's gonna be free, you should find a way to get everybody in there.
Yeah.
And incentivize people being doctors.
Exactly.
And helping and being very qualified.
That's something that a lot of countries have figured out. Like, to just be able to go to a doctor that's already covered, like, let's say in your taxes, but out of pocket it's like $60 for a checkup. It's
Exactly.
like that. So they've been able to kind of figure out to where people can still come in to where it doesn't drain your wallet, and also you can still get the care that's necessary. So it's like that gradual thing to where it's like, okay, well, Canada's there, you just have to wait now.
Exactly.
And so it's like, but honestly though, I gotta wait. It's okay. It doesn't, put me in debt.
Yeah. I mean, if you gotta wait and you're not gonna be in debt,
Yeah,
that
I'll take
is
it.
huge. And I'll finish answering your question because I didn't finish it.
Oh, you're good.
So like quarterbacks, they're highly protected. Like you can't like light them up like you would want to. Like I love hitting quarterbacks. That's one of my things.
Oh, yeah, defensive player, of course.
And so at one point in time,
I would hope you would want to hit a quarterback.
oh yeah, at one point in time, I hit a quarterback. I already had my momentum going, and went to hit him, and my teammate kind of hit me, and I ended up hitting his head with my shoulder, or actually in a little bit of my helmet. And it was against the Saskatchewan Roughriders. And from then on, they talked about how dirty of a player I was.
Oh God,
I was just so dirty, and they hated me.
You were the
Jeez.
next Ndamukong Suh. How
Right.
dare you?
Yeah. And so, like, anytime I get a penalty for, like, hitting a quarterback in his head, obviously not on purpose. That's not the way I play.
They
I just
probably
play hard.
brought it back up. as
Everybody
soon as,
brought it back
Yeah.
up. I was a dirty player.
yeah.
and I was
Stats
just like,
get brought up on the screen.
yeah.
This is how many times he hit a quarterback in the head.
Yeah.
How many penalty yards he has.
Like one time I hit this guy, I was like down at his like waist, and he ducked, and I hit him in his head because he ducked.
He ducked.
Oh, see that?
And I got a fine letter for it.
Oh my.
And I was like, you got to be kidding me.
What do the fines look like up there? Since you
So-
guys aren't making those millions of dollars.
A big fine could be half your check, and so
Holy jeez.
Man.
Wow.
and if it's really bad, they could take your whole check,
No way.
Like,
Whole
it's
game
pretty-
check?
whole paycheck. It's pretty bad.
That's intense.
Yep. Because they're like, oh, he's a repeat offender. Like,
Oh,
he's hitting quarterbacks in the
God.
head. Like they really tried to paint me as a bad guy at times, and I was like, that's fine. Like,
Go do what you got to do, I guess.
do what you got to do. I'm gonna still make plays. I'm gonna still do what I got to do.
right.
Jeez.
Wow, that's interesting because I know like some of these guys in the NFL, they'll be like $50,000 fine, and we're just like, all right, it's $50,000.
Yeah, that's nothing.
He's
different for
making
those-
$50 million, but
it's
it's like
different for those
there, it's
guys.
like, oh yeah, like because then $20,000 can really, you can feel that.
You could
So,
definitely feel that.
Yeah.
Now, you being that defensive player, you get, and I know you probably have had this before because, like me, I've told him about the story. I was a really good, like, high school. Sorry, not as good as CFL or anything, but I had one really good one. I had a guy, he did something. I shoved him. The tackle went flying, and there was the quarterback. And I keep hitting that damn
It's just
cord.
it's a short cord. It's a short cord.
I keep touching and playing with my hands, but
Excited.
he was right in front of me. You beeline towards him. You jump, you spear him. He hits the ground. Oh my God, I'm pumped. Let's go.
Yeah.
With that being said, I know you've probably had that. And this is a two-part. I'm sorry.
All good.
What's your favorite hit? I guess or memory of a hit that you've had, and then if you could model your play style with that hit or anything, who would you say you compared yourself to? Like, who is your idol that you tried to be just like when you played like that?
Yeah, that's a good question. One of my favorite hits, and I got penalized for it.
Of course.
But I was coming around the edge. I beat the tackle cleanly. I was on the. I was actually coming from the quarterback's front side, so he should have
Okay.
saw me, but he was looking down the field.
Oh,
And I got down low, and like put my head I was putting my head like into his chest,
oh yeah.
Mm-hmm.
and like he kind of ducked his head, and
Oh.
I smacked him.
Did they call you for
his head
helmet
went
hit?
Like this, they called it a helmet hit. It was a
Whatever.
huge sack. It was huge in the playoffs. It was huge.
Wow.
Huge. I ended up getting fined for it. It was. I mean, it is what it is. And I got another one too. but it was so big. I could find it. I could find the clip, and it was this guy he took hits. His name was Mike Riley. He just would take hits, and I was happy to give him to
You were
him.
just like, hey, if you're gonna take him, here you go.
So
handing them out like hotcakes.
I smacked him. It was just like one of those hits that you're just like, oh, that felt great.
Right. Yes.
I got up and I was like,
yeah.
I was so excited, and that was one of my favorites. And then another time, I was going to sack this quarterback, and my teammate got there before me, and the quarterback tried to throw the ball to an offensive lineman. And so I'm right there, and I'm like, no, you don't.
Right.
I pick up the offensive lineman like by his legs,
Oh.
and like slammed him.
Oh.
I was just
Shoved him
like
to the ground.
I was just
Oh.
like it was. I think it was in the playoffs, and I was just that like amped up. Like it was against Calgary. This quarterback was named
Okay.
Bo Levi Mitchell, and he tried to pitch it off to his old lineman, and I'm like, no, sir,
Nope.
we're not having that. And
Nope.
so I just dumped him.
Oh,
dumped him.
yes.
I wish I could find it.
I'm
but
gonna
it-
be looking for all these now.
Yeah, it was in Calgary. It was against Calgary. It was I was super excited. The one that I said before, it was against Mike Riley. He was at Edmonton. It was early in my career.
Okay.
It was at our house in the playoffs. It was Winnipeg versus Edmonton at our house. I think it was 2017.
Okay.
I think so. We should have beat them. We had a home playoff game.
Damn.
So, but yeah, going to the next question. This is kind of easy for me. The guy that I modeled my game after was my dad.
I
There you go.
had a feeling.
Yeah.
I had a
My
feeling,
dad.
but I didn't want to say anything.
My
you
dad
go.
was aggressive. He played hard, got off the ball. I mean, he was, lack of a better term, like we bullied old linemen. That was what my dad was talking about. Like, we're playing chess, not checkers.
Right.
And
Right.
so we're going to mess with this old lineman's head, and then we're going to bully him. We're going to run around him, run through him, go inside, like everything.
You got
like,
to.
It is going to be a long day for this old lineman.
Was that something? We'll say, I'm going to say high school or middle school. Was that something that you went to your dad? You were like, Dad, I want to play right end, left end, whatever you were. I know you were an end.
Both. I played both.
Okay, so I want to be a defensive end. Can you teach me? Is that something you had to do, or did it just come natural?
Well, he says that like tackling was really natural for me. He said at a young age you were able to tackle, you were able to lunge out of your hips. You've been a great tackler, and I don't know why. Maybe tackling my sister, tackling my brother, trying to tackle my big old dad.
Yeah.
I tackle everything. Didn't try to tackle my mom because I didn't want to get my butt whooped.
She had that good stiff arm. She's like, nope, denied.
Right.
Yeah.
She's
Get
a
down.
great athlete. I'm not trying to. I am not trying to get on her bad side.
Yeah.
So
That's when the hip drop comes in.
Yeah. She'd hip
Watch this,
drop-
Mom.
She'd hip drop me.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but yeah. So I was good at tackling. I always was watching him. I was always trying to do what he did, and so I did come to him. I said, "Hey, can we work hands? Can we work this? What do I need to work on to get to the next level?" And sometimes he would tell me after games, and that used to drive me crazy. But I heard him every time. Like I might have like showed resistance, but I heard him, and he would see me working on it, and that's what he was like. Okay,
Nice.
he's not just mad. He's just mad. He's just mad about that because like I'm a person that is coachable, but I'm so hard on myself that sometimes it's hard for me to hear it at the moment. Like I
yeah.
hear you,
Yeah.
but I'm just like, all right, I got you, coach. I got you. I
In the
hear you,
moment,
coach.
you're just pissed, and you're like, don't talk to me, whatever.
Yeah,
And then
like I don't hit
in
him with
end-
I don't hit a coach with a whatever or anything, but
Yeah.
like sometimes I'll just be like I hear you. I know exactly
Yep.
what you're saying. Yes, coach, I hear you. I am actually hearing you. This is a lot on me because I'm already
Yeah.
have beat myself down,
Yeah.
and so it was always tough because I wanted to show the younger guys that I didn't want them to do the same thing that I was doing. I wanted to show them that I was coachable and that like you need to be coachable too. Like you can't do what I do. I'm going on my 7th, 8th, 9th, 10 year playing professional football. And so that was one thing that I probably will make sure that my kid doesn't do or figure out a way to be better if I do have a kid that plays sports. Just because only the coaches that really knew me knew that's what was going on.
Okay.
And teammates too. The ones that knew me knew that like, damn, like, why are you so hard on yourself? Like what? You can't openly take this, or why are you so prideful about this? You can't openly take it. You're going to take it. You're going to listen to it. You're going to work on it. But it was just something I had to work on.
Was part of it because people knew who your dad was? Was that one of the reasons why?
As far as
Why you were so hard on yourself and why you expected to do so well in that same position?
yeah, most definitely. I felt like there was a lot of pressure, but my dad always said pressure is known to bust a pipe. And so like we're applying that pressure.
Mm-hmm.
We are putting
like
pressure
that.
on. Yeah,
Yeah,
pressure's been
I like
known
that
to
a lot.
bust a pipe.
Nice.
And so he would always say that, and I felt a lot of pressure. But what I would do is flip it around, and that pressure I felt would be given to my opponents.
Ah,
Like
okay.
it was,
Damn.
I
All
give
right.
it to them, and I'm like, this is not mine anymore. You're gonna feel this pressure.
Yeah.
Right, yeah.
I'm gonna make sure that I beat you
Mm-hmm.
and show you. And I think I did a good job with that because people would always think that everything I got was given. They didn't see the time that I put in, the
Exactly.
extra time.
That's got to be another thing, dealing with that. You're like, come on, guys, really?
Yeah.
And I had to deal with that at Texas too.
Oh, I bet.
It was really
I mean,
bad.
I mean, you think of guys, not to take away from you, but you think of guys like, you, Jerry Rice's son, Marvin Harris Jr. possibly being second in the draft, that guy. I mean, these big names, it's just something that people don't think of. Oh, he's only there because of his dad, or he's only there because of this, or I mean, you could even make the argument of I think it's Tom Brady's niece or something like that. Oh, she only got accepted to that college school to play softball because of who her uncle is,
Yeah.
And it's just one thing that you don't hear a lot about is like, okay, you think that's why I'm here, but let's look at the behind the scenes and how I got here. You don't see these conversations that you and your dad are having about hand placement or getting up under the guy's pads or doing stutter steps or whatever it is.
Yep.
They don't see these things.
No, they didn't see it, and it was a lot of extra work. You can ask my older brother. You can ask Jacqueline. I tried to perfect my craft. I was always doing extra, trying to figure out what I could do. Like I was, if I was doing basketball, I was working on my jumping in the house. I'm trying to touch the roof. The roof is 11 and a half, 12 feet tall. I'm just trying to jump up there and touch it. Just working my jumping.
Tell me you touched it.
Or yeah, I did it.
Jeez.
I did.
Hell of a leap,
I did
dude.
it. Yeah, and my verticals got real high. It was like always. I was obsessed with that growth, and I think I'm still the same guy that's obsessed with growth. A lot of times now, I'm obsessed with personal growth. I want to be a better person, and be a better human being, and treat people better. And so, yeah, that was kind of my thing. Like I wanted to get better. People didn't see it. They thought that, oh, he's a 5-star coming into Texas. Oh, his dad was a pro football player and he played 15 years, Super Bowl champion. He doesn't seem like he's very tough. Oh, he didn't seem like he worked very, very hard. Oh, like they made me this whole person, but didn't ever get to know me.
And then you take that personal and you take it to you. Now, did you have a choice between Texas at all?
Yeah, the last teams I was like looking at was Oklahoma, where Jacqueline went, Arizona State, where my dad went.
Sun Devils?
Yep.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Houston, where my dad was coaching at the time.
Okay. Oh, so I'm trying to figure out where you were at the time because I know he did something in Colorado as well, correct?
Yeah, so Houston was where he was coaching. That was in 2009 to maybe 2011.
Okay.
Yeah, he went to Colorado like when I was in 2012.
Okay.
So I think 15 or 16.
So that wasn't an option yet.
Colorado wasn't an option yet
Okay.
because I think that would have been kind of cool too. It'd have been a very cool place.
You'd have definitely heard it if you went there. He's only on the team because of his dad. Sheesh.
So Colorado wasn't a team, but USC was a big one.
Oh, okay.
I almost Oklahoma, USC were the only probably two teams that really could have taken me away from Texas.
Okay.
Really?
Yeah, those are the only two teams because I wanted to leave Texas.
Oh, okay.
Going to Oklahoma was like being in a small town Texas.
Really?
Though. Norman. Yeah.
I haven't been up that way yet.
From Dallas, you're only 2 hours and like 15 minutes. Maybe I drove fast.
Okay.
But
Allegedly.
But Jacqueline went up there. Jacqueline was always closer to home than I was.
Okay.
It was a legit 3 hours for me to get from Austin to Dallas, where we lived, because we lived in North Dallas. Her going to school, it was like 2.5 at most. and it was nice.
Oh, that's nothing.
Yeah, that's
It was nothing.
Yeah.
So it was really nice. She was able to get there. I liked visiting. I had a good time. But there were little things in my recruitment, and I'm big on signs. There were little things in my recruitment that was just like everything kept pointing to Texas. Everything kept pointing me here. Like Oklahoma, Jacqueline went to Oklahoma. I wanted to be separate. Like we were always going to the same place. Nothing against Jacqueline, but when I went to public school, she came. Like I wanted some space for myself, and so when she went there, it was kind of I'm gonna look other places. If it works, it works. And then they got this guy named Bobby Jack Wright became their D-line coach, and he's a DB coach. I'm like, why do I want to play for a DB coach?
What?
Exactly. Why do I want to play for a DB coach? So I was like,
He wants that quick defensive line.
Yeah.
real quick. So Oklahoma's off the table pretty much. USC, Pete Carroll went to Seattle.
Oh, he had just went?
Yeah.
Yeah, they were. He had just went because I probably would have ended up there.
That have been a hell of a guy to play with.
Absolutely.
Yeah, I probably would
have.
ended up there because I would have been out of Texas. Which now I realize that it was probably the best thing for me to stay here in Texas.
Hindsight's 2020.
Yeah. I'm glad I didn't make that mistake of leaving. And then Arizona State, I just grew up loving them. But they had some sanctions against one of the D-line coaches at the time.
Oh, yeah, you definitely don't want to be a part of that.
Yeah.
No, I wanted to go somewhere where I could learn, I could play, and be the best that I could. And
So you stayed in town.
all roads led to Austin, Texas.
Hell yeah, man.
There it goes.
That's a hell of a place to be because, I mean, my first year I got here, because I'm originally from California, my first day, the very first day I got here, I slept at night, and I guess the second day, but within the first 24 hours, my parents was like, hey, you're going to go see a college football game. And I'm like, oh, okay, cool. You know, I know college is big in Texas. All right, let's do this. To say the least, wow. I did not realize how big of a deal this was. Because, I mean, California, you don't think college football. Like, what? Yeah. Oh, USC, you know, that's about it. That's all you think of.
For sure.
You know, or UCLA, if that. But, you know, you really have to be in the game to think about these things. But going from, I can't remember the name of that stadium, to
Which and USC's or
Waco, Baylor.
Oh, you're talking about I don't even remember their name.
Yeah.
Either.
So that going from that stadium and that atmosphere to DKR, holy shit.
It's different.
I've been to 3 games now out here. I'm telling you, I've been to a night game, I've been to a daytime sweating your ass off game, and I've been to a rainy day game.
Yep.
And those night games are something spectacular there. And not just because, you know, you're here or, you know, whatever. It's an atmosphere. And it is fun. I don't know how all these other places do it.
Yeah.
But, man, if you've never been to a Texas game in Austin, you have to do it.
You have to.
And especially with the renovations they did. Have you been since?
Yeah.
Oh, my gosh. It's a great stadium.
Yeah. I haven't been to a game. I've been to a spring game. I've seen practices there. But this year I'm retired, so I'm definitely going to be at the game.
Oh, you're going to be down there, too.
I'd love to have y'all at a game if y'all
let's go.
Yeah, I'm down.
Yeah. I'd love to have y'all at a game. Like we got to find something that works for our schedules and come to a game.
Oh,
Absolutely.
I just want to go see Bevo. I want to see how big the Bevo, what are we at now?
I actually don't even know.
14, 9, I don't know. Whatever it is now, how big that damn thing is compared to an actual human. I mean, you've only seen it on TV and pictures.
Yeah.
I mean, being right next to that damn thing, Jesus.
Bevo's big. Bevo's
huge.
big. Very calm.
Yeah, crazy, right?
Yeah.
Never not calm.
Yeah.
Every time I look down there, especially when the big boom, the cannons,
Bevo's chilling.
just eating. Doing nothing, just eating. He's like, yeah.
Yeah, I've
They
been there
scored,
before.
guys. You know that?
Right.
Yeah. Look at my horns.
Been there, done that.
Yeah.
Hook 'em.
Yeah. Just hey, I am the reason they're hooking
Just
them.
hanging out.
But yeah, we would definitely. That'd be a hell of an experience. And I mean, and especially now being where Texas is going into the
SEC.
Is it SEC? Okay, so they're in the Big 12.
Big 12. We're going
They're going
to
to
SEC.
this next year.
Yeah, this upcoming season.
In a few months.
Yep.
And I mean that's where players, and how well they did these past couple of years. Players are coming into the school and being like, "Listen, they're a contender. This program's going to be something crazy coming up." I mean, hell, it could be the next Alabama for all we know. We don't know.
Yeah.
But it could be Sark could be the next help me out here. What's his name? Alabama?
Nick Saban.
Oh, Nick
Saban,
yeah,
thank
Nick
you.
Saban, yeah.
It could be the next Nick Saban with that program, and it could be wonders for them. So it could be special.
Absolutely. Yeah. Now to roll the clock back a little bit.
Okay.
Back
What
back
we going
2019, 2020-ish.
Okay,
Kind of
Those
February,
those
March
crazy times.
2020. What year did you go into the CFL?
2017.
2017. Okay.
Do that. I got my notes right here.
Well, yeah, we want to hear it from the person.
Here's the horse's mouth.
Now, going into the kind of, I guess you could say, lockdown year, how did hearing about COVID and kind of the first stages of hearing about that, how did that play in the locker room?
All right. First off, our season was canceled in 2020, so we didn't even play.
Oh, so you didn't play.
Really?
Second, I could have been the one that brought COVID over here. No,
I'm like, damn, really?
No.
Yeah.
No, but honestly, I have one of my best friends. He plays basketball overseas. He was playing in Shanghai. So before COVID broke out, I was in Shanghai.
Oh, okay.
Visiting him.
Wow.
And like we were both. We look back and we're like, we could have had COVID. We could have. We felt sick.
Did you? Wait a minute here. Hold on.
Let me
Hold on.
We're gonna call you a
Let me
super
clear-
spreader.
let me clear myself. Let me plead my innocence. So we were coming back. I was coming back from Shanghai, and he's like, "Hey, man, be careful. Like, we don't know what's going on. COVID broke out in Wuhan. You're going back. They're gonna be stopping y'all. They're gonna be doing all this. They're gonna be checking you guys." I get back to San Francisco. Nothing. Like another day.
When was this? What month?
This had to be February.
Okay, because it really did kick off about March or
February, March. Yeah,
right
that's
in
when we started
between.
kind of hearing that like this is a thing.
Yeah.
Because we didn't know it was gonna come over here.
Oh, that's right. That's right.
We didn't know
Because
it was coming over here.
They called it COVID-19 because it started in 2019.
in 2019.
Oh, is that
So-
really why?
Yes. So it
Wow.
started. Well, the 19 part of it. Yeah. So the start of the virus itself started in China, in Wuhan, and it didn't get here yet until we started hearing cases about it in 2020. But in 2019 is when it was a thing. Yeah. So when that, yeah. So
like, yeah, I was out there like
yeah.
January
Oh, wow.
2021.
Photo proof.
Oh no,
January 2021.
ladies and gentlemen, we got him.
I told on myself.
Allegedly, though.
You can't prove anything.
Wow. But did that starting back up into the season after 2020's already been done?
Yeah.
Were there still some scares about it? Were there still like some talks about like, ooh, is it going to be like an issue here?
Big time. COVID was done in Texas. COVID wasn't a thing anymore. So I felt like I went back a year.
Oh, okay.
When I went to Canada.
Oh, okay.
Still wearing masks. Still having to have your little circle. You couldn't be around certain people. They were testing every day.
Oh, yeah.
Every day.
Every day.
Wow.
They were testing every day. I think they got a little more lax at the end. They got a little more lax at the end of the season. But like at the beginning, I was debating like, do I want to keep playing? Like we were in lockdown. We had to be we got to have a week lockdown. But going out there to Canada and in the hotel that we were staying in, it was miserable. It was miserable. So, yeah, I was very, very, very close to retiring then.
Okay.
Because I stayed that whole 2020. I stayed in Austin. We didn't have a season. Our season kept getting pushed back, and then it got canceled.
Yeah. Yeah.
And
Wow. That's something else. So like that, after that, was there a obviously you said it started getting a little bit lax, but with football being such a contact sport, did it kind of stop being talked about? Was it kind of like a don't ask type of thing, or was it just like a, we know about it, let's take precautions, of course, but obviously we have to be in each other's face. Like,
Man, our trainer hated it. He hated
really?
all of it. Like, you think that he was going to be like super about it, but he's like, you can't stop this.
You can't, yeah.
It's not something you can stop by just testing people and saying, oh, dude, we got to do that. We got to do that.
Mm-hmm.
He was like, you know what? Like, we just have to live our normal lives, take care of our health,
Do what you can.
and do what you can,
Mhm.
not trying to be a super spreader, as they would say. But
Allegedly.
not trying to be a super, but like, be smart. Like, if
Yeah.
you're not feeling well, just don't come to work. Just tell them, text your trainer, tell them, hey, I'm not feeling well. I think I might be sick.
Yeah, just trying to be sensible about it.
And take care of people that way instead of extra testing,
Yeah.
mask in the weight room.
Yeah.
Like, you're still going to get it no matter what we're doing.
Mm-hmm.
And some teams had like COVID outbreaks.
Yeah.
Like, guys were sick, like
Yeah.
really sick.
Yep.
It's crazy because, and I talk about this with my wife and her friends all the time when they start talking about kids, is I had my daughter during COVID. So 2020, I had my daughter September that year.
Wow.
It was a completely different process than when I had my son in 17 or 18?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, you could have, they almost didn't let me come into the room with her to stay there with her.
Yeah,
And
I
she
heard
was
about
like,
that.
no, he's going to be there. Like, you're not going to stop him. We had, like, security telling me, like, sir, you can't be. I said, no, you don't understand. That's not going to happen. We're not playing this game. I will be here.
Mm-hmm.
I will literally put hands on you if I have to.
Seriously, though.
And, I mean, we couldn't, because even when we had my son, it was, hey, you can have 2 people in here at a time. So we had, like, my mom and my stepdad, and then they would leave. Her mom and dad, they would come in, they'd leave.
Mm-hmm.
At the time, my dad and his wife, they'd come in and leave. It was cool. But once COVID hit, I mean, it was
different.
It was a different thing. It was a different world.
Mm-hmm.
We were like, what is going on? Like, you guys, they wouldn't even they encouraged her to get up the first time, like when we were still in California.
Mm-hmm.
They were like, hey, get up, because she had a C-section. They're like, we want you kind of getting around, take care of yourself. Cool. Man, I swear, we opened the door just so she could go to the bathroom because her room didn't have a bathroom.
Mm-hmm.
Just to go to the bathroom. They're like, hey, what are you doing? Well, damn, she's got to pee.
Seriously. Like,
Well, we need to come get her. I'm like, it's either you let her go now or she got to pee on the floor.
yeah. Wild.
But I mean, even, what was it? The Steelers-Baltimore game, I want to say, was the one that was canceled because of COVID or something like that.
Yeah, like so some teams just got absolutely obliterated by COVID.
Yeah, so I mean,
Yeah.
I can only imagine something like that. I mean, and you guys' league is smaller,
Yeah, there's only 9 teams.
so try and cancel a game and then redo it, like reschedule it.
Yeah.
That's insane.
Yeah. Because imagine a team getting taken out by COVID. That's a smaller pool now. So we have even more issues.
Definitely. And we did have problems, and teams did have to, one team had to play 3 games within, I want to say, 14 days.
Wow.
Oh, like makeup games?
Yeah. It was
Oh my
wild.
gosh!
Now, they allowed them to bring in extra players,
Wow.
which probably financially hurt them too.
Oh, sure. Of course.
definitely.
Yeah.
But yeah, they were struggling. That was rough because they had people not paying attention, going out. It was a lot. Like, I would see them post, guys from that team posting,
Yeah.
being out in clubs. We weren't supposed to be out.
Oh,
I'm like, you guys are tripping.
come on, guys!
Being super spreaders.
I was like, oh yeah, we're gonna get after these guys. They're not gonna be ready to play. We're taking this serious.
Right.
That's some insight for you right there. Going against those other teams. Oh, they were
Right.
out. They were spreading.
Just giving the game away.
Seriously.
Now, speaking of drugs,
Let's get
what a
it.
transition.
Yeah.
Speaking of drugs,
Let's get it.
Let's talk about drugs.
let's talk about narcotics.
I thought you were gonna push the clap button there.
Hey,
would have been, hey.
Shout out narcotics.
I know this is a big thing in the NFL, and it seems like more and more they kind of have to wait until they retire to talk about it. Weed, drinking, I mean, pills during games. Was that also a huge role in some people's game without telling on people?
Yeah, I'm not going to tell on
Okay,
everybody.
all right.
A lot of guys, especially in Canada, it's legal.
It's legal up there?
Weed is legal.
Oh, what the hell?
Weed is legal.
Yeah.
So the whole countrywide.
Damn.
So guys smoked a lot. Now when it became legal, because it was while I was playing out there. It wasn't legal originally. I don't think in 17. I think it was 18 that it became legal.
Oh, so you're like your second year or so?
Yeah, where they're like, hey, just because it's legal doesn't mean that people don't still look down upon it. So don't be out and about flaunting it, posting it, whatever. Like we have an image to upkeep. So our coach was telling us that. And I'm not a smoker. I'm not big into it, but I don't mind people doing it. Like I've had people growing up that I knew that smoked. Lots of people, and it helps a lot of people too. And so I'm all for it. I don't know about anybody really doing anything bad from smoking.
Yeah,
Where-
for real.
Well, you know, a lot of people have done bad from drinking.
Of
No,
course,
yeah,
of course.
absolutely.
and that's the thing is because, like, I mean, one of the most famous stories is different sport, but Babe Ruth used to be hammered drunk. I mean, definitely back in the day as well, but, I mean, performed great during those games. And then there's guys that, you know, these days that I've heard, I can't remember off the top of my head who it was, but they would, I think it was like T.O. or somebody like that, one of those big receivers, was like, yeah, we were doing this, we were doing that, you know, and you wouldn't feel a thing.
Yeah, it's wild. Guys would I've tried it. I've tried. I say I tried it. I don't even know what you're talking about.
Yeah, allegedly. Remember?
I've done I took like ibuprofen.
Oh.
And sometimes I know it's not crazy, but it is in a sense. If you think about it, if you take an ibuprofen or a couple of ibuprofen before a game, you can do a little bit more. It doesn't hurt as bad.
Oh, yeah.
And so after the game, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I am sore. Like I am really sore. And it wasn't fun feeling.
Right.
I'm like, you know what? I'm not doing that. I don't like to feel this sore because it takes so much more to get back.
Yeah.
Right.
And so like that was my adventuring into like
okay.
taking pills.
But nothing super crazy.
No,
though.
but I
that's
have
good.
seen guys take like crazy amounts of pre-workout before games.
Oh, yeah.
Pre-workout. And they're always like, here, take some. And I'm like,
No.
I am naturally awake and alert, and I slept well last night, and I got great, and I'll just be too jittery, and I already cramp up enough or get dehydrated.
Yeah.
It's going to make it worse. So, yeah. But in Canada, they'll say, like, when they come talk to us about drug testing policies, they're testing for PEDs, so steroids and all stuff like that. And then they don't test for street drugs. And they
Really?
brag about that. They're like, we don't test for street drugs. I'm like,
Interesting.
I understand why, because it's not like a lot of those drugs are not really necessarily helping you play.
For sure.
True. And I think that's an argument they could have over here as well.
Yeah.
And, I mean, you think about the guys that smoke pot, like, even if it's not legal, how is that supposed to, I mean, maybe make you, you know, look at that person a little better and be like, okay, I'm seeing things a little clearer now, but, I mean, how's that really a PED?
I think
Not a PED, I'm sorry.
Yeah. I mean, I guess in certain instances it can be a performance enhancing drug. The reason is it helps with your anxiety. A lot of times, I think a lot of guys would smoke before, so they're not being anxious. They're not.
Oh, okay.
They're not super like, oh, I got to do this. I got to do that. They can like think clearly. Like, okay, this is what I'm gonna do before this game. I got to make sure I do that. I'm good. I'm this. And that's how I think that guys are.
I mean,
And also, have you ever looked at the stars, man?
yeah. You can have that guy watching for the punt return. And
Right,
goes,
yeah.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Wham!
So it's different.
Yeah.
I don't think it's good to play, but some people it is. They like it. I've played with guys that like to smoke and they're high while they play, and it helps them.
Yeah.
I think it helps them with being nervous during football and whatnot. And I just kind of over time develop ways to kind of deal with my stress and anxiety before a game.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
For sure.
Oh yeah.
Nice. Now, again, professional,
Okay.
unlicensed.
Yep.
What is next for Jackson Jeffcoat?
What is next for Jackson Jeffcoat? Great question. It might be a little longer answer than you guys are looking for.
Go as long as you want,
All
as
right.
you need.
All
We'll
right.
take whatever you got.
I got you. I got you. Well, I got my real estate license, I think, back in 2020.
Shout out real estate license.
Yeah. I think it was over COVID that I got it.
Oh,
I got
nice.
A lot of time at home.
Yeah.
Shout out doing things during COVID.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. So I got my real estate license. I had interned before in Dallas with a commercial real estate brokerage called Lincoln Property Company. And I started liking real estate. I was like, man, this is dope. I like commercial.
Oh, you like commercial real estate.
Now, I do residential as well,
but
I like commercial. It's cool. I just like dealing with bigger assets, offices, putting people into office spaces, or representing that office space for like a landlord, or industrial spaces.
oh,
Yeah, like-
see, this isn't a real estate thing you hear about too often. People talking about liking commercial.
Exactly.
Usually it's residential, so this is interesting.
Usually it's residential, but I am a guy that I have my own feelings and emotions. I don't want to have to regulate and deal with somebody else's.
For sure. Yeah.
So in residential, I feel like it's more of that. And like I'm definitely going to help people in residential if they need it, especially right now because I'm not working with a commercial brokerage at the moment. So if anybody has residential needs, I'm always willing to help and help them however I can. If I can't do it, I'll send them to somebody else that can. But in commercial, it is more about the numbers. It's like, does it work? Does this space fit our needs? Can we put up different dividing walls up here? Do we have room to grow? Or does this space have enough space for if our whole team comes into the office, or if they're not here, do we have enough space to do what we need to do? And then if we go on the industrial side, they just want to know if the dock door is like they can get their truck up to it and fit everything in there, or they want to know if it's a warehouse that they have. They call it cross dock, where they have a dock door over here, and then a dock door on the other side, so they can get through. So things can get through.
Absolutely.
Can we get stuff in here and get it through fast? And those are the things that they want to know. Industrial is to me, it's super straightforward and very, very like down to earth.
Yeah.
You're not dealing with people that are like real snobby. You're dealing with people that are just working people, that are good people. They're just, they go to work, they work hard. They are, is blue collar? Is that the right? Yeah. They're blue collar. They're just
It's just a working class.
the working
Yeah.
class.
Yeah.
And I enjoy working with the working class. Like it's nice because I think that's how I tried to approach my football career. Like, let's just put it in. Let's just work. Let's just get to work. Like,
I think with that, it's more about functionality. You know, they just want to know, can what I need to do be done?
exactly.
And then, so you kind of just get straight to business in a while, like after a little bit, and it's just like, does this do what I need it to do?
Exactly, because
yeah.
I love talking to people, but I also am straightforward a lot of times, and like my family will say it sometimes, like, man, like, how are you doing? Hello.
Yeah.
like I'm like, oh, can we get this going? Let's do this, and then forgetting to say hello.
Yeah, like, hey, Mom. how you doing?
Good morning.
Yeah, just straight to the point. All right. So,
Yeah.
and I think that's the cool thing about commercial. It can be just straight to the point.
For sure. Nice. Mr. Lemire,
Yeah.
what's next for you?
What's next for me? Trying to get my son better at football. I don't know. That's about it.
Nice.
You know, Riley had her first cheer game. My daughter had her first cheer game on Saturday.
How'd that go?
Dude, she is. She doesn't pay attention. She's all over the place.
Well, yeah, she's still.
You know, she's
yeah.
3, but
Yeah.
man, talk about one of the coolest feelings is about having a kid is watching them do stuff like that.
Nice.
Man, it was cool because she does this one that's fired up and up and up and up and up, and
Oh, so
she does
cute.
these little cheers, dude. Man, it's It is one of the best things. But then, man, trying to get Mason to stop swiping at his flags when people are going to grab him.
He swipes at his own flags?
Well, he swipes at the people. He's like, ah. So he hasn't.
Are you not allowed to do that?
No.
He's trying to
Bro, I'll tell you what. Me and you probably would think the same thing coming from regular football to flag football. I didn't know you couldn't block
At all?
at all.
I can't remember because
Get
I haven't
this.
played for so long.
So the rules, so basically you got 5 kids and 5 other kids on the line. So you got like a receiver, quarterback, running back, a receiver, and another receiver, but he's hiking the ball. And so the first year of my son playing, I've talked to him about it a bunch of times. These kids, they'll go hand the ball. This kid will run, do what he has to do. What are the rest of the kids doing?
Standing around. Looking.
Wow, just hanging out.
Look at the bugs.
How old?
Like Bevo.
Oh, when he started, he was like Bevo.
Like Bevo.
when he started, he was 4. He's 7 now. So, no, I'm sorry, he was 5. He was 5, and you know, and I even took a crack at coaching it last season during the fall, and I told my son because he's a little running back.
Yep.
It's what he does. He's good at it, and because I like the 49ers, so he's like Christian McCaffrey, or for a while it was Jordan Mason, but nobody knows who Jordan Mason is, but because he has the same name, Mason. So, but he's very agile and he's quick. He takes these real sharp cuts and he's really good. But kids started getting quicker, and so now he's like swiping every time a kid goes to get his flag.
For sure.
And he doesn't mean to, but it's like when he turns to get the flag away or to like get his hips away, he throws his arm, and these kids, they're like, "Oh, that's a penalty." And first one they threw, I'm like, "What the hell?" I'm out there screaming at the ref, and he's like, "Read the rules." And I'm like, "You bet I will."
I will.
Man, was I humbled when I actually saw that rule. It's like, God, man. But it's a different sport, and it's getting, especially coaching. Which I don't know. Do you have any plans on coaching anything at all?
I might do some helping with coaching, but I don't feel like I'm gonna. I mean, especially when I have kids, I want to coach them. I definitely want to coach them.
It's because I was big. I was 3 things. Oh no, I'll take that back. I was 4 things throughout my whole football, I guess you could say, career. Growing up, I was a fullback, so I was always a big kid. I always loved running into people. It was fun.
Yeah.
And then you got the ball sometimes, which made it even better.
Yeah.
I was a left guard.
Okay.
I was a defensive lineman, didn't matter where you put me. And I was a kicker.
You did it all.
I did it all, except for throw the ball, because I cannot throw the damn ball. Now, if without pads, my son throws me the ball, and I'm like, yeah, OBJ. And he's like, wow, how'd you do that? And I'm like, yeah, I'm that cool.
Yeah, OBJ.
But
Dad swag.
But definite dad swag. But no, it's you want to teach these kids these days, and it's like, I can't teach you because you're in the wrong sort of football. But now my son wants to play tackle, so I'm like, hey, I will be your assistant coach in this next coming fall, and we're gonna get some. You're gonna get hit one time. I always tell him, so you're gonna get hit, and it's gonna ring your bell one day, and you're gonna be like, do I want to continue playing or not? And I always tell him that's the when you find out if you truly love football or not.
Yeah.
And I keep telling him, I'm like, dude, you're gonna get hurt. You're gonna get hurt. But I want you to play. He's like, yeah, I want to play. I'm like, I understand. There's going to be big kids. They're going to hit you. He's like, I'm fine. Forget those kids. I'm like, all right, man. So teaching that younger generation, which is actually a question I wanted to ask you about.
For sure.
It's, especially when you're not used to coaching, teaching that younger generation of the rules and going like, how come you didn't think about doing this? Like, my son doesn't like running up the sideline. I don't know why. But every time he goes to the sideline, there's a kid. He always cuts this way. And I'm like, dude, use the sideline.
Use the sideline.
And he doesn't. But anyways, talking about the younger generation, what do you think of this next generation of football players coming into the NFL? What's your thoughts on, what they're going to be coming into and what you have been through?
Well, if you think about it, if we go back a generation, if they look at us, they're like, oh, you guys are soft. You guys didn't go through 2-a-days like we did. 2-a-days of smacking. And I'm like, well, we kind of did. We just got it taken away. But I think it's always going to be like that. We're going to be like, oh, they're soft. They don't got this. They have added some different rules that have made it hard for defenders, for sure. I think some of these guys are just getting crazy athletic, crazy good at what they do. If you watch these 40 times that people are running in every position.
Oh my God.
Look at, was it Worthy?
Xavier Worthy.
Wow.
The fastest 40 time, or is he tied?
No, it's the fastest
Yeah, the
because John
fastest.
Ross was the one that broke it,
Yep.
and now he's got it. And to
Xavier
think that
Worthy.
we thought Chris Johnson was the fastest guy in the world. Years later, look what we got now.
Yeah, it's just things get better. Training gets better. That's how we want it to be, though. We want it, like my dad always said this, and I live by this too. Records are made to be broken. So if I make records, they're made to be broken.
Yeah.
Like I want somebody to break a record of mine. Like at Texas, I want us to have somebody that has double-digit sacks. Like I'm not number one in any of my stats at Texas, but I'm number 2 in tackles for loss in all time, right behind Derek Johnson.
Oh,
Nice.
wow.
Yeah, and DJ's my guy.
What company to be a part of.
Yeah,
You know
that's
what
awesome.
I'm saying? I'm number 7 overall in sacks. So
Damn,
top
even
10.
that's good. Top 10.
That's
Yeah.
what I'm saying.
Wow.
Top 10. It's a blessing. And then I don't know anything else, but those are 2 big ones that like I pride myself on. And shoot, one day I want to get pushed out of the top 10.
To put you into 3 or into 8 or whatever. Yeah.
Yeah, push me back. Like let's get some guys in here that are going crazy at Texas. And there's a young guy named Colin Simmons that hopefully he can beat some of those records. He's a Dallas kid. He went to Duncanville, I want to say.
Mhm.
And he looks good. I want to work with him a little bit and see how I can help work with a lot of those guys. Texas has a good D-line.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
I've been to practices. I love what I see, and I'm excited.
Nice.
I think with that, especially, I'm not the biggest fan because, I do think, I think college is fast, but I think NFL is a little different. I think it's somewhat faster.
NFL definitely has a pickup in speed.
I think,
Yeah.
how do you say his name? Tavondre?
Tav-
Sweat?
Sweat.
I think that guy, I think he's going to be an animal to be an inside stuffer. He's going to be, but I think he's going to need to be a little quicker.
Yeah, I think he actually is pretty quick. I think that it depends on what they want him to play. But if
Yeah.
they just want him to be a big stuff guy,
That's going to be huge.
For
he'll
sure.
be okay.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
with that loss to them, I don't know how they're going to replace him.
They got some guys.
They do.
They got some guys. I'm not gonna put anybody's names out there right
for
now.
sure, for sure.
They got some guys that I like, that I've seen that looks like they've grown up. I think we
Like
just need to watch.
Some guys that have been there previously.
Yeah, there's guys that have been there
Okay.
for a bit that have made some plays, but I think they're taking their game to the next level. Just watching
Nice.
how guys
Yeah.
are doing. And shoot, if you guys have me on again, I'll definitely get more into depth on some of the UT guys that I've seen that are
Oh,
playing
100%.
well.
Oh yeah.
100%.
But yeah, I like what I see,
Okay.
and I'm gonna try to see if I can get in there and help a little bit
Hell
with
yeah.
some pass rush here and there. Not step on any toes because I love what the coaches are doing with PK and
Mm-hmm.
Kenny Baker. PK is the defensive coordinator, but also the edge coach. And then
Okay.
Kenny Baker's the interior D-line coach.
That edge coach, that's your guy right there, huh?
Yeah,
That's
gotta
your
talk
man.
to him. Gotta talk to
That's
him.
you right there. Hell yeah.
Yeah, so I want to help out however I can. I think I benefited from having older guys come and help me, and I've always have been lucky to have older guys that like spent time with me.
Some sort of mentor or something to help you out.
Exactly.
I think that's, like you said, that's especially for that younger generation, that's what we are meant to do, is help them. I think that helps them get further.
for sure. Like I said, I want people to break records
Yeah.
I want people to be the best that they can be. And so it's not about me. It's just about like growth. And so even me seeing growth in somebody else makes me happy.
Absolutely. Yeah.
So
Yep. Hey, that's the next generation.
For
They,
sure.
They got to be better.
they got to
Yeah.
be better. I think that's what parents do to parent us. They want us to be better than them.
Absolutely.
And so
Absolutely. Yeah. We're supposed to be teaching them and saying, hey, look, old man, that's what it's about.
You're older than me.
Oh, that's right.
jackass.
Yeah, sorry about that. But with that being said, I would like to say once again, thanks for coming, Jackson. It's been a
Man.
pleasure having you. It's been a great conversation.
That's fun.
It's
fun.
been a great time.
That was good.
this
And
is
if-
a lot of fun.
And if this has been a great time for the listener, I would like you to like, share, subscribe, rate, comment, follow, all of the great things. And with that,
All of it.
we put our hands in the middle and we all say podcast on 3. 1, 2, 3.
Podcast.